There's a level of discipline that makes people look at you with awe and unease, as if you've tapped into something beyond human. Today, you'll uncover the ancient system that forges this unbreakable consistency, a practice so powerful it transforms not just what you do, but who you are. Have you ever watched someone who never falters? They rise at the same hour, follow the same rituals, and push forward when others collapse. By week 3, most quit, drowned in excuses. But this person, they show up, always. People whisper, "That's not normal." They're right, it's not. It's extraordinary. Born from a system honed by Zen monks in Japan since the 13th century, called Gyoji, the practice that perpetuates itself. Master this, and you'll never break a goal again. But there's a cost. You must slay a part of yourself you didn't know existed. Before we dive in, subscribe, like, and comment below with the habit you most want to forge. It fuels this journey and shows you're ready to change. Let's begin. The story starts with Raphael, a programmer with a sharp mind and a successful career, but a secret shame. He couldn't stick to anything. Gym, 2 months, then gone. Meditation, 1 week, max. Reading, 3 pages, then the book vanished into a drawer. Every cycle was identical. Monday, he was unstoppable. Wednesday, doubt crept in. By Friday, he'd surrendered. Sunday brought hollow promises of next week. He tried everything, apps, rewards, accountability partners. Nothing worked. Why? He was battling the very wiring of his brain, a force he couldn't see. Then he stumbled across the secret of Zen monks who've meditated daily for centuries without fail. Not through willpower, but something deeper, something almost terrifying in its simplicity. In the misty mountains of Japan at Eiheiji Temple, founded by the revered Zen master Dogen in 1244, a bell rings every morning at 3:30 a.m. Since the Kamakura period, through wars, famines, and earthquakes, monks rise at that exact moment. Not 3:25, not 3:35, exactly 3:30. No monk lingers in bed, debating whether to skip. That thought doesn't exist. Why? Because they've internalized Gyoji, meaning continuous practice without gaps. This isn't just discipline, it's a reshaping of identity. When a monk takes his vows before the Sangha, the community, the act isn't a promise to try, it's a declaration. I am a meditator. The community witnesses it. The monk's identity shifts. Doubt dissolves. Raphael's epiphany came when he read about a Harvard neuroscientist's discovery. When you make a behavior public, your brain perceives failure as a primal threat. Our ancestors who lost face in their tribe often perished, exiled, shunned, or worse. Your brain still carries that instinct. Public failure isn't just embarrassment. It's a survival risk. Raphael's epiphany came when he read about a Harvard neuroscientist's discovery. When you make a behavior public, your brain perceives failure as a primal threat. Our ancestors who lost face in their tribe often perished, exiled, shunned, or worse. Your brain still carries that instinct. Public failure isn't just embarrassment, it's a survival risk. Raphael stopped making private promises. He wrote, "I am a person who meditates 20 minutes daily at 5 a.m. for 90 days, signed it, and shared it everywhere. Social media, friends, coworkers. His girlfriend rolled her eyes. You're so dramatic. His colleagues smirked. Trying too hard, man. Perfect. Their skepticism became his fuel. Every morning when the urge to quit hit, he imagined facing them and admitting he'd failed again. That pain outweighed the discomfort of waking up. But the real test came on day 3. The 5 a.m. alarm blared. His mind launched its assault. You're exhausted. 1 day off won't hurt. This isn't sustainable. But the public declaration had changed the game. Admitting defeat online, to his girlfriend, to his coworkers, was unthinkable. Giving up hurt more than getting up. So he rose. Yet a new battle emerged. Even with social pressure, his body fought back. Tiredness didn't care about his reputation. He was still waging war against biology every dawn. That's when he uncovered the monk's second principle, non-negotiable hours. Every day you squander mental energy debating when to act, morning or evening, now or after coffee. Each choice burns glucose your brain needs for the task itself. You're idling, wasting fuel instead of driving. Raphael chose 5 a.m., not because he loved mornings, but because the world was silent. No texts, no emails, no distractions. The time wasn't about optimization, it was about elimination, cutting every excuse to delay. The first week was brutal. His body resisted, craving sleep. That's normal. Your brain is a pattern machine, and new patterns spark rebellion. By week 2, something shifted. He woke 2 minutes before the alarm, his body anticipating the routine. On day 14, his feet hit the floor before his mind could argue. No decision, just action. But a new problem arose. While 5 a.m. became sacred, Raphael's actions wavered. Some days he meditated, others he read. Occasionally he did push-ups. His brain had found a loophole. Instead of debating when, it debated what. The fixed hour solved half the equation, but the practice itself was inconsistent, a chaos of choices that invited negotiation. This is where Dogen's teachings on forms, rigid, unchanging routines, become vital, demanding you do the same thing every day until your mind surrenders. It's not about flexibility, it's about forging an identity so strong that deviation feels like betrayal. You think variety keeps things interesting, but in the realm of true mastery, variety is the silent assassin of consistency. It invites endless micro-decisions that erode your resolve. Should I try a new meditation technique today? Switch books midweek? Add yoga to the mix? Each choice is a fissure, allowing old habits to seep back in like shadows in a dimly lit temple. Raphael learned this the hard way, his mornings a patchwork of activities that left his mind bargaining anew. To seal those cracks, he turned to Dogen's profound teachings on forms, rituals so precise and unchanging that they mirror the eternal cycles of nature, like the relentless rise and fall of the tide or the unyielding orbit of the moon. In Zen tradition, these forms aren't mere routines, they're sacred vessels for enlightenment, practiced identically across generations, from the misty forests of medieval Japan to today's serene dojos. By locking everything down, 20 push-ups, 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of reading, in the same order with the same focus, Raphael initiated his personal Engo, a 90-day intensive retreat echoing the monk's seasonal periods of deepened practice, where every action is a step towards self-transcendence. His friends labeled him robotic, his girlfriend found it monotonous, but that resistance was the crucible. In ancient Zen lore, such rigidity isn't punishment, it's liberation, stripping away the ego's illusions of choice to reveal the pure flow of being. By the third week, Raphael's mind rebelled fiercely, craving novelty like a parched traveler in the desert yearns for water. "This is mindless," it whispered. "You'll burn out without change." Yet, as the days blurred into a rhythm, something profound cracked, not his will, but his dependence on it. In the fourth week, the inner voice faded to a murmur. By week 6, he flowed through his push-ups before full awareness dawned, the practice unfolding like a lotus in dawn's light. This is the hidden truth of consistency. It's not an eternal grind of willpower, but a bridge to automation, where effort dissolves into essence. An MIT researcher, delving into behavioral automatization for over a decade, illuminates this shift. After roughly 66 days of repetition in a fixed context, the basal ganglia, the brain's habit engine, assumes control. The action ceases to be a choice, it becomes an instinct, as natural as breathing. Raphael felt this alchemy firsthand, his body adapting like ancient warriors in samurai training, where kata precise movement sequences were drilled until they became second nature, allowing split-second responses in battle. No longer deciding, he simply was, a meditator, a reader, a mover. But life, ever the trickster, threw curveballs. On day 35, the flu struck, sapping his strength. Day 40 brought work travel, chaos in airports, and sterile hotels. These were the old breaking points where excuses flourished. Sickness demands rest, travel justifies exceptions. Most falter here because perfection seems unattainable, and imperfect conditions breed surrender. Yet Dogen's wisdom on gaps pierces this illusion. Practice must flow without interruption, for even a single breach invites the flood of former patterns, washing away progress like a river bursting its banks. The all-or-nothing fallacy has slain more aspirations than idleness ever could. You convince yourself, if I can't do it perfectly, why bother? But gaze upon elite athletes or Zen masters, their rest days are deliberate strokes in a larger tapestry, fueling greater intensity, never born of whim or weariness. A skipped session from fatigue isn't restoration, it's regression. Consider a river in drought. It dwindles to a stream but never halts. Cease its flow and it's no longer a river, merely a scar on the earth where water once danced. Raphael embraced this. Practice demands continuity, not flawlessness. On travel day, up at 4 a.m. for the airport, he adapted without pause. Push-ups in a bathroom stall, drawing stares from bleary-eyed travelers, meditation in the rumbling Uber, reading amid the hum of the plane. Nothing ideal, yet everything propelled him forward, maintaining the momentum of his declared vow. This is Gyoji incarnate, the practice sustaining itself through storms, much like how Zen temples endured the Sengoku period's wars, monks meditating amid ruins, their unbroken chain, a testament to spiritual resilience. As weeks passed, observers took note. Co-workers remarked on his sharpened focus, friends whispered of obsession, one even cautioned that such discipline bordered on unhealthy. Normal people don't live like this, they said, but normality yields ordinary lives. Raphael wasn't chasing normal, he sought the unbreakable, a state where discipline evokes both admiration and subtle fear, a mirror reflecting others' untapped potential. And yet, no path is without unseen ambushes, the child's sudden illness, the car's breakdown, the boss's overtime demand. These are the stealthy saboteurs of resolve, forcing frantic decisions in chaos where the easy road always beckons. Your child falls ill in the dead of night. Your car sputters to a halt en route to your ritual. Your boss demands overtime, shattering your sacred window. These unforeseen tempests are the true assassins of discipline, ambushing when you're least prepared, forcing split-second choices amid turmoil where surrender seems the only sanctuary. Yet, in the hallowed halls of Zen monasteries, practice has endured for centuries through devastating earthquakes like the Great Kanto of 1923, brutal wars of the Sengoku era, and relentless famines that tested the soul without a single day lost. How? They don't deliberate in the storm, the path is pre-etched in stone. If the zendo floods, they gather in the refectory. If flames consume the hall, they sit beneath the open sky. The bell tolls, and response flows automatic, no counsel, no hesitation. A seamless continuity born of ancient foresight, echoing the Buddhist principle of prajna, intuitive wisdom that anticipates impermanence. Raphael mirrored this by cataloging every saboteur that had derailed him before. Rainy mornings, unexpected guests, even the rare hangover, and crafting pre-solutions for each, like a strategist mapping battlefields in advance. Rain, push-ups in the garage. House guests, silent routine in the bathroom. Hangover, scale to essentials. 2 push-ups, 1 minute of meditation, 1 page read. For every if X, a resolute then Y, no pondering, no bargaining, just execution. This isn't mere planning, it's alchemy for the mind, preserving mental reserves for action over agony. A Yale behavioral psychologist, after 2 decades studying decision-making, reveals the science: pre-deciding actions bypasses fatigue and crisis, keeping the prefrontal cortex, your willpower's throne, primed to act, not analyze. Raphael's nervous system transformed, certainty replaced chaos, his practice an unyielding river navigating every bend. By day 70, the sequence had embedded itself so deeply that he'd complete push-ups in a haze, his body a vessel of habit, moving like the wind through bamboo, effortless, inevitable. When his girlfriend's mother visited for a week, disrupting the household, he adapted seamlessly. Bathroom workouts at dawn, the pre-scripted answers ensuring flow. On the 90th day, he sealed his Ango, 3 months of unbroken devotion. But the victory was deeper than tally marks. He had molted his old skin. Friends confessed, "Your consistency is scary." His reply, "Great, for when your discipline stirs discomfort in others, you've ascended to mastery. Your mere presence challenges their complacency, proving the impossible is merely the uncomfortable. They'll brand you obsessive, preach balance, not for your sake, but to soothe their stasis. Yet you're not swayed. You've unearthed the core. Consistency isn't rote repetition, but incarnation. You become the practice. Implementing Gyoji public declaration, ironclad schedule, invariant form, and pre-forged solutions doesn't build habits, it rebirths you. You cease striving and simply embody. Others will marvel. How does he do it? The truth, he doesn't do, he is. Are you prepared for this metamorphosis? It's no gentle evolution, but a profound death and rebirth, the slaying of your fickle self, the emergence of the indomitable. Gyoji won't polish you. It'll forge a new alloy, one that draws stares and whispers, "That's not normal." And in those words, you'll find your triumph. If this journey has reshaped your view of discipline, subscribe and ring the bell to catch more transformative insights. Share in the comments, what's your public declaration? Which habit will you engrave with Gyoji? Remember, the consistency that unnerves is the only one worth pursuing. If you've journeyed this far, my deepest thanks. See you in the next revelation.